This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is not America's Sweetheart, Davian.
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy Jane. This is the baddest black belt, Chennai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey, what's up? It's the Generational Treasure, Shaq Jordan, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Generational Treasure, Shaq Jordan.
Yes, sir. What's up, man? How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. Another day, another dollar. I'm blessed.
Absolutely. And where will you be making another dollar event-wise?
I'm off this weekend. See, I'm off this weekend because it's my birthday weekend, but you can catch me at Rocket. Oh, thank you. But you can catch me at Rocket Pro Wrestling on March the 7th. That's my next show.
Okay.
I'm gonna be taking apart Marche Rocket and his little team or whatever, and Nick Diamond. You marked for death, buddy.
Ooh, calling your shot already.
Oh yeah.
And where can we find you on social media and merchandise?
You can find me on Twitter, X, whatever they're calling it now, at Shaquille Monger. You can follow me on Instagram at The Generational Treasure, and Facebook, Shaquille Jordan.
Okay. Merchandise?
Merchandise, Brainbuster Tees. Just look up Shaq Jordan. Literally, I update it every week. All of my stuff is on there. And if not, I got new stuff coming out. I try to put out as much new stuff as I can at every show. Just come to a show, look for my table.
Perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into it. You work for Frontline Pro Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with the company?
Frontline Pro is realistically, Frontline Pro is like the first company outside of Illinois that gave me they really gave me a shot. When everything opened back up back in 2021, I looked to venture out more, like outside of Chicago. And I had a friend, Quinn Whittick, that put me on with Ben McCoy, and Ben McCoy put me on with Frontline Pro, and we've been locked in ever since. It's been a really, really, we're going from like a business partnership to me being more of a family with those guys, and I don't know where I'd be without them, to be honest.
I gotcha. And you recently made a return to Wrestle League.
Yes, sir.
Not too long ago, you put out a statement as well. Can you tell us about
that? Well, I was in a car accident. A couple weeks ago, and well, it wasn't a couple weeks ago. It was more like literally the day before. I was supposed to have my big title match, and I don't know. The timing just feels weird. The timing just felt weird to me. So like, I had a friend do some investigating for me, and then like he exhausted the extent of his connections within the police department. So I'm out here doing my own thing, trying to get to the bottom of things and see if my suspicions are correct, or if I'm just a paranoid mess who needs to go back to therapy.
Well, you're claiming that your car accident wasn't actually an accident, but a premeditated assault from somebody from Wrestle League, no?
Not even necessarily Wrestle League, man. I got a lot of people who don't want to see me like succeed, because they don't really agree with my methods of reaching success. So it could literally be anybody, honestly. I'm just because of the timing of when the accident happened coincided with the timing of the Wrestle League show. I'm just assuming that it was somebody from Wrestle League. I genuinely hope I'm wrong and it wasn't anybody at all and it was just an isolated incident. And maybe I am crazy and maybe I do need to get help. But until then, my own best friend, even my own best friend thinks I'm paranoid. But until then, everybody's a suspect, everybody's an enemy. I don't trust anybody. Anyone has a problem with that? Too bad.
Well, if I learned anything from interviewing individuals from Wrestle League, all roads lead back to J.R. Lindsay.
You know what? I got that a lot too. Like, so, like, why are you blaming Mike Strong and Hugh Mack? You should be looking at J.R. Lindsay, and I'm just like, you know what? That's actually a fair point. I wouldn't put it past them.
Well, obviously, bad stuff right now. I'm sure you're going to get your title opportunity when you're 100%. And we will find out what this mystery is all about.
100%. That's the intent. And like I said in my statement, pressing charges won't be necessary because once I find out who did it, they got a nice beating coming their way, and then I'll go on about my merry way, and they'll go on about theirs.
Well, let's talk about some good stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
You wrestled Mustafa Ali, current former WWE alumni, current TNA superstar, pretty
Yes.
respected
And
name in the Chicago area in general. So, what was it like wrestling him?
it was an eye opener because actually I train under him now at the Chicago Wrestling Center. And he has a few students there that get in their own heads about like wanting to be super good at wrestling. I know it seems off topic, but I'll get back. It'll come back around at some point. But I was telling them about how um Ali commands, even though he knows in his heart that it's never going to happen. He commands 100% like perfection. He wants everything done intricately, and he wants it. He has a he's I see him as more of a savant. He has like a mapped out mind of like how he envisions everything playing out, and it's fascinating to be honest. And like I went into that match thinking I knew everything, thinking I was God's gift to wrestling, and getting in there with him, and the way he broke down the match after we had it, it made me realize I didn't know anything. I did. It made me realize I only know 0.00001% of what I thought I knew, you know? And so yeah, ever since that match was real humbling and it was real eye opening, and it made me realize that there's more to learn, you know. I don't know everything. Every time you think you hit that ceiling, there's no, it's the ceiling is just a little bit higher, and there's always more to learn. And like I'm honored to have had that match because I don't think I would have strived to be any better after it if I never had it, you know?
Right. Seems like he kind of extended your ceiling, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. He made me realize that I need to elevate myself a little more and learn a little more and try to be even better than where I am, because I was thinking I had hit my ceiling and that I was gonna that you know this is gonna be my peak. But he helped me realize and he helped me understand that you are good and you can be better, and you should strive to be better, and you should be on a quest to learn more and learn as much as you can and try to soak up as much as you can. And that's really that's really the vibe I've been on ever since I wrestled him, you know?
I got you.
Yeah.
But that wasn't necessarily your first encounter with Mustafa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you were one of his extras, his Secret Service for TNA, no?
No, that was for New Japan actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were actually, an extra for him prior
Yes.
to wrestling him, no?
Yep. I did extras work for him when he announced that he was coming back to the independent wrestling scene. And then I did extra work for him for his GCW debut too. Debut return. I don't know if he wrestled at GCW prior to that, but yeah.
So would you say, from that point on to actually getting in the ring with him, that was a full circle moment?
Oh, 100%. Because I wouldn't quite say I trained under him when I was at Freelance Wrestling Academy, but every week he would come in like once a week and just like roll around with the advanced kids, and like he picked me out and invited me to come to stay behind for one of his classes. And the road's been rocky, but we've been locked in like that ever since. We've been cool like that ever since. So yeah, it was really a full circle moment, man. Like a lot of my friends know him personally and train with him and everything, and it's just like, oh, you getting the best training learning from sitting under the learning tree of Mustafa Ali. And I've been trying to soak up as much as I could ever since we became acquainted.
Right. Well, going from a big name to a smaller name, can you tell us about teaming with Swoggle?
Ooh, that was interesting. He I never really experimented before with the kind of with his kind of wrestling style, because he does the more comedy oriented stuff.
Right.
And just it's the same thing with Mustafa Ali teaming with Swoggle. It just made me open my mind up to another way of doing wrestling, because I never in a million years thought that I would just be like on a team with Swoggle, like doing comedy stuff. But I was. And at the end of the day, I was like, I didn't think I'd ever be doing that. And now that I did it, I had so much fun doing it. And like now I'm listening. If the opportunity ever arises where I do have to do that again, I love to like hop on that type of thing and like take advantage of it now. And I have Swoggle to thank for that. And I hope that I can work with him again, like down the line somewhere.
So it was kind of like adding new tools to your belt, so to speak.
E- exactly. Timing and not taking wrestling. That was one of the matches where I realized that I was taking wrestling too seriously and that I needed to loosen up a little bit. And like that was one of the first matches I've ever had where I could say that like I had fun, and like when I wasn't overthinking what I was doing, everything flowed perfectly. And that's when the switch flipped on. Like this is what my original trainer, Shogun Chris Logan, meant when he said, "Stop taking wrestling so seriously, and you'll see how fun it is." And like Swoggle teaming with Swoggle was one of my first instances of like truly that's quote truly clicking.
I gotcha. I can imagine that this wasn't a fun experience. You actually wrestled on a child's playground now.
The only thing that wasn't fun about that was wrestling outdoors. It had to be at least like 95 that day. But no, the match itself was fun. I didn't take a bump out. I didn't take a bump on the concrete. Aaron Stone did. God bless him. But yeah, no, the only thing that was not at all, two things weren't fun about that match: wrestling outdoors and the fact that I was wearing all black, so that didn't help.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at least you won that rock paper scissors against Stone.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Well, from a fun situation to a scary situation, you were in the ring with Minoru Suzuki wielding a chair.
Wheeled in a chair.
Can you tell us about that?
Oh man, I really didn't know what to expect with Suzuki, man. They They call him the murder grandpa for a reason, brother. And it's like
Exactly.
when that man got a chair in his hand, you get the hell out of his way. I'm surprised I didn't get hit. He hit at least like 3 people with that chair before he finally got out of the ring. And I'm trying to grab him. I'm trying to hold him back. I'm like, I'm not touching him while he got that chair in his hand. What's wrong with you? Grab Suzuki. No, he has a chair in his hand. That's a terrible idea. You see what he did to the other 3 guys? Like, no, that was terrifying, man. He was swinging that thing like Barry Bonds swing a baseball bat.
I mean, despite being, obviously a near-death experience, I can't imagine looking back on it, it's not a cool experience to say that you was in the ring with Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, 100%. I've been a fan of Suzuki for years. So it was like before he started swinging the chair at everybody, I was actually kind of starstruck because it's like, do I want to get beat up by Minoru Suzuki? Like, is that a good thing or is that that's a bad thing and a good thing, I guess? Because it's like, yeah, I'm getting beat up by somebody I'm a fan of, but at the end of the day, I'm still getting beat up,
Right.
So, but it's like, yeah, it was one of the most terrifying and one of the most like another full circle moment, one of those other full circle moments.
That was for MLW?
MLW, yep.
What was it like being backstage for MLW?
It was different. It was kind of like, okay, so I've been backstage for a million indies, and I've been backstage for WWE. MLW was kind of like a mix, It was like, whereas WWE doesn't encourage that you mingle with the stars, MLW encourages that. They're like, yo, soak up as much as you can. Just try to stay out the way and don't be too bothersome, But by all means, the people associate with you, then you got free reign to talk to them, ask them questions. You can ask them questions before their matches. You can ask them questions after their matches. You can interact with them however they interact with you. And it was just nice to be around a bunch of like superstars of wrestling and just be Shaquille, I didn't have to put on you do have to put on a mask of professionalism, but to a certain extent,
Right.
Just don't be like, oh, super fan. Oh, look, it's Minoru Suzuki. Hey, I'm a huge fan. It's like, hey, Minoru Suzuki, how's it going? Like, boom, introduce yourself. He introduces himself. They're polite. They're graceful. You ask a few questions. They give you a few answers. And then you just go on about your way. It's nice to make a good rapport with people and just like converse with them, not just as like superstar wrestlers, but converse with them on a human level,
Were you able to talk to Minoru Suzuki?
I was, yes.
How did that go?
Oh man, I hope he don't listen to this and hope it don't ruin his mystique, but he was actually a really humble, nice fella. There are some people in the world that are just like to just give off that vibe like, yeah, of course I know I'm one of your favorite wrestlers or one of your favorite sports personalities or one of your favorite actors or actresses. Why wouldn't I be? The not humble type.
Right.
And then you got people that portray that type of vibe so well that you're expecting it from them in real life, and when you don't get it from them in real life, it kind of blows your mind. And Minoru Suzuki is one of those people. He was super down to earth. He answered questions that me and the other extras had for him. Super intense dude. Don't get me wrong. He switched on at all times. That what you see on TV, that's him. That's him.
He can still kill you.
Yeah, absolutely. He can still, and he'll make sure to let you know that with his body language. But if he likes you and if you approach him respectfully, is this pretty much with any grown human being. If you approach him respectfully and with professionalism, he will give you that energy back. And that was refreshing to see because I expected him to be like, like a pit bull. But he was really graceful, really humble, really down to earth dude.
Well, not a mortal grandpa, but definitely mortal Santan.
Yeah.
You were in the ring with Jacob Fatu. You broke up one of his fights as well. For WWE, of course.
Yes.
What was that experience like? It kind of seems like you're getting all of the murderous wrestlers here.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. There's something about me. People just want to put me in a ring with the people that'll kill you, you know? But nah, Jacob is a lot like Minoru in a lot of ways, but Jacob is not. And once again, I hope he doesn't kill me if he hears this. Jacob is not the super intense guy like he portrays on TV. He's not that guy all the time. Jacob is legit one of the most humble and nicest wrestlers I've ever met. And I met Mick Foley. Like I would put like legit if you hear like a lot of the things hear like a lot of the things he went through and how much he's changed as a human being, as a person.
Oh yeah.
You would respect him so much more if you actually met him, because it's like this dude used to be a thug. He used to be in the gangster stuff. He Jacob Fatu from the hood.
Right.
But like when you meet him, it's just like, dude, I can tell this is the type of person that you didn't. This is the type of person that you didn't want to be growing up, but that's the type of person you had to be in order to get where you are. You know. And like for him he changed his life around so much, and he became such a good down to earth person. It was just like refreshing to see like somebody be able to switch off that killer gimmick that they got and just be cool people. And he pushed me, and he was super nice about it backstage. The first thing he said was like, "Where's that extra that I push?" And I was like, "That was me." And then he shook my hand, asked me my name and everything, and apologized and all that. It was, it's wrestling, it was an in the moment thing. I'm actually glad he pushed me, because like my nieces and nephews were watching SmackDown that night, and they were ready to fight him.
That's awesome that he would, that's definitely something he didn't need to do, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, obviously it's crazy chaotic out there, but what was it like being out there, in a big venue like it was for WWE, being a part of the show?
Really, and I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I personally feel like that's where I belonged, because it's like this is what I've been training for, and it's like I'm not gonna let this opportunity go to waste. Like, am I ready to wrestle for WWE? Who knows? Who's to say right now? But under those lights and in front of those people and in front of everything that's going on, once again, not trying to sound cocky, but do I think I'm going to fail? I personally do not think I will. Being there, yes, it was. So being there, yes, it was like a mind blow to me, because it was like I told my kindergarten teacher when I was 6 years old that I would be here one day. It was like, and I'm here, like I never even told my kindergarten teacher that I wanted to wrestle. I wanted to wrestle for WWF, obviously WWF back then. But I was like, I just told her I wanted to work for WWF. I just wanted to be around. I just wanted to be around wrestling. I just wanted to have a job in wrestling. And just to be here, it's like I'm in my head like this is everything I worked for, and like I'm gonna keep working. This is only the beginning, you know.
Right. I can't imagine being backstage wasn't like a window into the world that you want to be a part of someday, no?
Yeah, yes, 100%. I got to in between orders being given, we get to explore the arena and everything, and I just like I just like to when I do extra work wherever whatever venue we in. I just like to walk around and just take everything in and be like, oh, so Gorilla's over here, and this is the interview area, and this is the area where they have all the camera equipment, and this is catering, and I just like to imagine myself actually working there because it's like, and I just like to be a sponge and like be a fly on the wall to like to like listen to guys like Nick Aldis and guys like Shane Helms and people like that to know how things operate, because like if I get signed one day, God forbid I get injured, I don't want to go home. I don't have a wife, I don't have kids. I don't want to go home and just wait until I'm cleared to wrestle. I want to be an asset in other ways. Like I want to stay on the road, and I want to put on a disguise and be a cameraman, or I'll do interviews, or I'll do commentary, stuff like that. It's like I just want to learn the ins and outs of. I just want to learn the ins and outs of putting together and running a successful wrestling show, so I can be an asset. I don't want to be somebody standing around taking a like. I got a media degree. I got a media and a graphic design degree. So it's like I can do camera work and I can do photography and stuff like that. It's just like I just need to be put in that position. Like I don't want to be that guy that's just sitting around waiting to be told what he wants to do on TV. I want to be the guy who goes up to Triple H and just be like, yo, since you don't have me doing anything tonight on TV, do you need me to do anything behind the scenes? I can do other stuff,
Right. All right. Well, that being said, how was the catering?
Oh, 10 out of 10, man. It was amazing. Oh, it was so good, man. They had a whole spread. They had a spread of like lasagna and all that, and then they had everything they had on the left side of the room. They had a vegan option for it on the right side of the room. It was wild.
Yeah.
I was like, let me try some of this. Actually, now that it had all the other stuff, let me try some of the vegan stuff now, because the vegan stuff looked good too. No, the catering was top notch. I loved it. I don't know what I was expecting when I went into catering, but man, it blew me out of the water, bro. It was so good.
All right. Well, we've talked about Minoru Suzuki and Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
Somebody that you've been in the ring that has murderous intent. I'm sensing a theme here. But a well-respected name is Kongo Kong. What was it like wrestling Kongo?
I learned a lot. I learned a lot wrestling Congo. Congo actually taught me how to be a little man, despite
Yes.
being 6'2" and 200, despite being 6'2" and 220 pounds. I'm not always going to be the biggest person in the ring. So it's like he helped me learn how to not only he I want to say he helped me learn to maintain my size and my aura while also putting over his size.
Right.
Because like I'm not the biggest dude around, but like 80% of the time when I'm wrestling, I'm bigger than the person that I'm wrestling. Especially in this day and age, like a lot of the smaller, more athletic guys are like popping up in wrestling, and they just doing stuff you never seen before. So it's like for him to pull me down to I won't say drag me down, but pull me down to a level where I can learn how to just be to be the smallest person in the match. yet another thing that I didn't even know that I needed to know. It's just another feather in the cap.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, obviously we've been talking about Shaq Jordan all of this time. Can you tell us about Siphon?
I don't know what to tell you about Siphon, man. Siphon is something else. Siphon was generic. Siphon started off as generic supervillain, but started getting more personality. So I am I'm of the opinion that the sky is the limit for Siphon. Siphon can do whatever. Since Siphon has all the power now, Siphon can do whatever Siphon pleases. And the people will either love it or hate it and Siphon is not going to care because Siphon is Siphon. Siphon is the greatest warrior in the universe.
Okay. So
I love super wrestlers though. I love portraying Siphon. Siphon was my first foray into playing a serious heel. And especially with the super wrestlers format.
right.
Billy Whack is a genius. Billy Whack comes up with these crazy ideas that when he when he presents them to me, I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about that. Because like I say, I take wrestling way too seriously, I often have to be reminded to loosen up. And I often have to be reminded to loosen up and stop taking wrestling so seriously. And when you stop taking wrestling so seriously, you have fun. And I'm able to do that more with Siphon. And I can honestly sit here and say that Billy Whack was 100% right. And I am beyond grateful to him for being right, because I hate when I think I'm right and I find out that I was wrong, because I love to be right. when being wrong works to my benefit, I love when being wrong works to my benefit. I love that too, if that makes sense.
No, I do. But you mentioned being a serious heel. I can't imagine it's easy being a serious heel when you're getting choked with a Twizzler, no?
Oh my God, that was easily the most unserious thing I've ever done in the ring. And not only did I get choked with the Twizzler, I chewed through the Twizzler in order to get out of it. Like he's got my one arm trapped, and I can't fit my hand in my mouth right now because my mouth is full of candy. What's the only way to get out of this submission hold that he has me in with using this candy to chew through the candy? And it got such a big pop. I was like, no freaking way that got a pop. But hey, man, that's super wrestlers, man. It's a different type of wrestling. It's a different crowd. I just love it. I love it so much.
Well, talking about wrestling, you are what you wear. Gear is always, important to the wrestler, and
Yes.
you actually make your own gear, not just design it, but you properly sew it and everything. No?
Yes. The more simplistic designs. The more advanced stuff, I'm not fully comfortable with doing yet. So I have my guy John Cody Jenkins. Look him up, Instagram at JCJ Gear. Get with him because he's starting to get famous. He does all the Usos gear now, so get with him before he gets super famous. I have him do a lot of these the more advanced designs, but the more simplistic stuff, the stuff that I'm more comfortable with doing, I do myself, like 2 color, 3 colors type stuff. But my generational treasure gear, my purple, black, and gold gear, my leopard gear, he did all of that.
Okay. Well, how did you get into making your own gear? Did you know how to sew prior, or was it something that you learned specifically for wrestling?
It was something I learned specifically for wrestling. I kind of fell into it accidentally because I was hanging out with my friend Tracy. Love her to death, my best friend. And let me know if you get this or not. It was 20 past 4 in the afternoon,
Okay.
Yeah.
I love how you phrase that.
Yeah. It was 20 past 4 in the afternoon. And and we just hanging out, dude. And I just say in passing, I was like, I wonder how much a sewing machine would cost. And I wonder how much it would cost for fabric and to do my own wrestling gear and everything. Because my most recent set had cost me $550, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder how much money I would save if I did my own gear, like, just getting stuff. And then like a few months later, my best friend, I love her to death. I love her with all my heart. She bought me a sewing machine for Christmas. And it was just like, oh, she was like, I just remember the conversation we had about you wanting to do your own gear. So boom, here you go. Like, time to put your money where your mouth is, basically. Yeah, and and never, yeah, that's pretty much what it was, man. And never, because like we'd be hanging out. I'd even be hanging out with my girlfriend, now my ex, and I'd be hanging out with my best friend, and then I'd be like, I got this bill to pay, and I got this bill to pay, and then my gear guy just sent my gear out, so I got to pay him the second half of, because he does split payments. Like, so I got to send them out the second half of this money for the gear. That's like $200-$300 gone right there. And everybody's just listening to me. And this is no disrespect to John. I love John and I appreciate everything he's done for me so far. This is me simply complaining about the financial part of it, not about the gear itself. But it's like, I'm paying all this money for gear, and I'm just wondering how much money would I save if I just made my own stuff. And then luckily the people I have in my life, they just put the stuff in front of me and was like, here, you got everything you need to make gear. Now it's time to sink or swim, brother. Like, we calling your bluff right here. Let's see how bad you want to save money. And ever since then, yeah, just been doing my own stuff. I did a couple of simple sets for some friends too. I did a pair of tights here and a pair of Muay Thai shorts there. But overall, it's been good. It's been working great for me so far. None of it is falling apart, so I consider that a win.
That's always a good thing, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm like I'll be wearing my gear I made myself, and I'll be just stretching just to see if it'll. And it's like, it's spandex, dude. It's gonna stretch. Like, what are you talking about? It's like the gear is not gonna fall apart just because you made it. And once again, shout out to JCJ Gear, because I actually learned how to make gear watching his stuff on YouTube. He has a YouTube page where he goes through step by step how to make tights and kick pads and knee pads and stuff like that. So that's where I also learned from him. Yeah, I also learned from him on YouTube. So shout out to him for that. Like, I owe him a solid chunk of my career, because he's helped me he's helped me so much more than he thinks he has.
Is there any new ring gear in the queue, or any concepts for new ring gear coming up?
I have a couple. I'm actually going to see my gear guy. I asked him for some Bret Hart themed gear, because Bret Hart is like my second favorite wrestler of all time after Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
And he was like, dude, I had so many orders for Bret Hart gear and Bret Hart themed gear in the last year. I'm sick of Bret Hart gear, so I'm gonna have to turn that one down. I was like, you know what? I completely understand. So I'm just like, I'm gonna try my hand at making my own Bret Hart themed gear at some point.
Okay.
That's really the big project I'm working on. I got the fabric and everything, and I got the designs I want, and I just got to work up the confidence to actually try to make it now.
All right. So, Bret Hart gear in the works.
Bret Hart gear in the works, except black, pink, with a little leopard print in there too.
Huh. So,
Yeah.
continue.
No, I was saying it sounds weird, but the way I drew it out, it makes a lot of sense. It'll look good once I actually start making it.
I'm interested to see how it plays out because, Bret Hart gear is fine, but, adding your own extra flavor and your personality to it is going to make it, stand out more than everybody else that has Bret Hart gear.
Exactly. Like I had to put my own spin on it. I wanted to do like purple and gold, like the Bret Hart design, but with purple and gold. But I was like, nah, this is too plain. And then I just kept the pink and black, and then I just throw like some gold leopard print or something on it, and just make it my own,
I gotcha. Now, definitely a crazy experience you've had. Can you tell us about meeting Mr. T in the supermarket?
Ah. You know what? That was actually completely put together by my coworkers actually. Because I honestly didn't even know that Mr. T was a regular at my store. And then when one of my coworkers told me, I really honestly didn't believe him. It's like, he's Mr. T. Was he doing shopping at a Jewel Osco in downtown Chicago, Well, he's actually from Chicago, obviously, but then one of my off days, they tell him, "Hey, we got a guy back here that actually wrestles, and he's actually he actually a huge a huge wrestling fan, and he wrestles." And then like Mr. T comes up to the store one day, and he just asked for me by name. He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Is there a guy named Shaq that works here?" I was like, "That's me. I'm Shaq." And then like I obviously didn't recognize him because I know him from A-Team and Rocky 3 and stuff like that, and he doesn't have his Mr. T voice anymore. Like
Okay.
it still sounds similar, but it's not like the Peter the Food voice that he had in his prime,
Right.
And it's like, yeah. I was like, are you like friends with my mom or something? Like, did you like are you somebody that watched me grow up or something? He was like, nah, man. He was like, my your coworkers told me about you, and I came here to meet you. He's like, I'm Mr. T. I was like Mr. T, like the Mr. T, and he was like, yeah. I was like, oh snap, Mr. T. Yeah, and I turned into a little kid. It was great. I was like, yo, Rocky 3 is like my third favorite movie, brother. Like, I'm like only rooting for Rocky in that movie. I root for the entire movie. And but Mr. T comes into my store like twice a week, like 2-3 times a week. We all on a first name basis. I'm on a first name basis with like his with him and his like his son, his oldest son, and like it's been, like I say, man, wrestling takes me to some wild places,
Definitely. That's
Yeah, now I can tell. Now one of my random facts about me is that I'm friends with a WrestleMania main eventer. Like nobody can take that away from me.
the first WrestleMania main eventer.
The main event of the very first WrestleMania, the only one that's still alive, which is crazy.
Really? I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about that, but yeah. Well, to a fun experience, to a bizarre adventure. It's time for Shaq's Bizarre Adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
Oh, it was I was driving back up from down South Illinois, and like I had a match where I had bladed and everything, and like the right after the match was over, like I still had like blood caked on my face and everything. I hopped right into my car and just started driving up the road, trying to get back home as fast as I can. And I'm just speeding, and like, excuse me, I get pulled over because I'm driving so fast, and the police officer, thank God I got the one police officer in Middle Illinois with a sense of humor that he pulls up to the car. He sees a duffel bag in the driver's seat. He sees me with shorts, a bloody tank top, and dry blood on my face. And that's the first thing he sees me. And he was like, "You getting into anything fun tonight?" I was like, I was speeding. I was like, I know I was speeding. I'm sorry. It was like my handed on my ID and everything, and he was like, "I'm gonna." This is the exact tone. I'm gonna go run your name and make sure that everything is up to par with you. And then I'm like, this entire time, I just think I'm just in normal street clothes and everything. I don't think that I look like a serial killer, you know? So I just happened to catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror. And like that's when everything snapped for me. I was like, oh snap, he probably think I'm just murdered somebody or something. I should probably explain myself before I end up going to jail. I was like, I can explain everything that's going on right now. I'm a wrestler. I just wrestled maybe like 30 minutes. I just finished wrestling maybe like 30, 45 minutes ago. I'm just trying to get home fast. This duffel bag is filled with my wrestling gear. I did a blade job. I did what's called a blade job. I had to explain to him what a blade job was because he wasn't a wrestling fan, so he didn't know. Like I did what's called a blade job. I had a couple of shots to make to thin the blood. I had a couple of shots of whiskey to thin the blood, so I was bleeding a lot more than I thought I would. And that explains why I look like I just came from Christmas at O.J. Simpson's house, you know? And then, and then he laughed. But you can see his body language change because he was like literally, I could tell he was literally ready to like pull me out of this car and like either gun me down or just take me into custody. And I was like, you can see his body language completely change from one of like he was reserved and he was like on edge to like calm when I started telling him. I literally opened my duffel bag for him and I showed him like my tights and everything. I was like, these are my wrestling tights. This is my wrestling jacket. I put it in my bag because I didn't want to get blood all over it. And then I went through my phone and I showed him pictures of me wrestling and stuff because part of me felt like he still didn't believe me. I was like, this is me actually wearing all this stuff in this bag. I literally get paid to wear this stuff in this bag and slam and body slam people. Tonight I just wrestled a hardcore match and I had to do a blade job. Like a blade job is when I take a little razor out of my wrist tape and I cut my head with it to give the people the illusion that when the guy hit me with the chair is busting my head open. The chair didn't bust my head open. I bust my own head open with the razor. And like he's just sitting there taking all of this in, like, huh. I got some friends that are wrestling fans, and like they never really explained this stuff to me. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just pulled back the curtain for you. I was like, so if you're gonna write me a ticket, that's fine. I'll pay it tomorrow and everything. And then we had a good laugh about it. And then actually, the O.J. Simpson joke really is what got me out of the ticket because he laughed so hard that he forgot to write the ticket. He just told me to. He was like, since you don't have any warrants, and you don't have a police record, just be careful out here because like the next officer might not be as nice as me. And then he just sent me on my way.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was a fantastic story. And
yes, it was the wildest 10 minutes of my life.
And definitely a good joke as well.
Absolutely.
Well, talking about your wrestling. You're also a fantastic artist as well, graphic designer. Can you tell us about your sketches and your drawings?
I I really got back into sketching over the lockdown. I got back into sketching over the lockdown because I didn't really have much to do. I was working at Amazon at the time,
Gotcha.
and I just bought an iPad because I had got tired of like doing hand sketches and stuff. So it's like I love to hand sketch with pencils and markers and everything, but I want to make the switch to digital art, you know? And my then girlfriend encouraged me to just like, save some money and buy like an iPad and buy an Apple Pencil and just do what you have to do. And that's pretty much what I did. And I haven't really been looking back since. And I like to think that like it's helped my mental health improve as well. Like I've been working on a comic book for like the last 4 years. Hopefully I can get that done at some point, but it's proven to be a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. But yeah, but sketching and drawing like on my iPad has like saved me from a lot of like dark days over these last few years, and it's also made me a lot of money, which is also cool.
That's always a good thing.
Absolutely. That goes back to the whole thing about me working for WWE and wanting to be an asset. I'm like, dude, I can do a lot of stuff,
Right.
especially art related,
Well, you mentioned a comic book. What is your comic book about?
It is about a man breaks up with his um who breaks up with his girlfriend, and she is kidnapped by a mob boss. And so he has to like he has to like, it's pretty much Super Mario mixed with Taken, kind of.
Hmm.
Yeah. Every time I wanted to split it up into a series. I wanted to make it into a series like where he would get close to the mob boss, but the mob boss would get away, and then he'd be like, nah, the princess is in another castle type vibe. I know they told you she was here, but she's not here anymore. They moved her yesterday. Like, so you're literally telling me my princess is in another castle. Yeah, so like that type of thing. Yeah.
When do you think that this will be released, if ever?
No idea, man. Like, I've been literally learning how to do paneling in a comic book, and like I didn't know there was so many intricate parts of making a comic book. Like you have to do a script, and then you have to do, it's pretty much like it's like making a movie, except you drawing it instead of directing it and making a live action thing. You just drawing it out. You got to
Okay.
make a script. Yeah, you got to make a script, and then you got to do paneling, and then you got to do character designs, and it's been it's been the most stressful thing. It's been the most stressful thing I've ever undertaken in my life. But it's good stress. It's a good problem to have, which is why I'm still trying to like work on it.
No, I get that. I would imagine it's like making the longest movie ever.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I've been at it 4 years, and I've only gotten like maybe 25%, not even 25% of the script done. Really, I haven't even I haven't even well, I've done character designs, but I haven't done like different outfits and backdrops and scenes and stuff like that. So, like I said, it's a good problem to have, but it's a problem nonetheless because I did not know making a comic book was so complicated.
Alright. Um, Now can you tell us about your love of anime?
My love of anime is slowly taking a forefront in my life again because like I have a lot more. I don't want to say I have a lot more time on my hands. I have just as much time on my hands as I did before, but I'm putting since I'm putting like the things I like to do at the forefront of my life now. That's wrestling, art, and that's wrestling art including anime, and then just watching and reading anime and manga myself, which rediscovering that love for, well, I mean, I guess it never really left, but it's just like being able to do it again just reminded me like how great it was and how much of a positive impact it had on my life when I was able to indulge,
Right.
And I just like I just started One Piece. Jesus Christ. Wish me luck, man. Wish me luck. I just wrapped up. I just finally wrapped up Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay.
I just wrapped up Cowboy Bebop. I don't watch Cowboy Bebop like 12 times now. It's just my favorite anime. Second favorite anime after Detective Conan. And yeah, like being able to like take time out of my day to do like my hobbies again and finding the mental strength to do my hobbies, which includes anime, is just like it's been so much fun. And, like I don't like to go back and forth between different anime. I'm probably gonna do that with One Piece because One Piece is so long. So I'll probably get halfway through One Piece and find another anime and watch that because I'm gonna need to decompress from One Piece at some point. and But yeah, man, it's just I just love it, man. I just watched Dragon Ball Superhero for the first time last week, and 10 out of 10, man. I loved it. It was so good. Believe it or not, my favorite part of that entire movie was actually how Piccolo holds the phone whenever he's on FaceTime with somebody. It's so funny.
Right.
It's so funny. I hold the phone like I've been holding the phone like that ever since now. Like whenever I'm at work and like my mom would answer me and I'd hold the phone with just my two fingers, my coworkers look at me like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Like I'm talking to my mom.
Out of curiosity, how many episodes are you currently in One Piece?
I think I'm on episode. I got a long way to go, man. I think I'm on episode like 123 or something like that. I know I'm in the 120s.
Okay, so you're in Alabas, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so you're a lot deeper than I thought you were going to be. But how have you liked it so far? Considering that maybe you're like 10% done.
Man, 10%. More like 1%. Jesus.
Well,
Wait.
I'm
100. Yeah, I'm 100 episodes in. I'm 120. So yeah, about 10%. Yeah. I like it so far. It's not really as bad as people been telling me about so far because it's like people are like One Piece is just a bunch of filler, but it's like I'm not the type of person that like overanalyzes things when I watch them. I just watch them and then I enjoy it when I watch it.
I gotcha.
It's like, yeah, and I'm just like, I don't really know where the previous arc ends and the filler begins because I'm just really along for the ride and I'm just enjoying the ride, So it's like I can't really distinguish that type of thing. Like, oh, dude, this is the filler. I can skip this. I'm not that type of person. I'm gonna watch the entire thing and I'm just gonna try to enjoy it as much as I can. And then when I need a break from it, I'll take a break from it. But it's just like I'm not gonna overanalyze it and try to downplay it just because quote unquote I didn't came across quote unquote filler. It's like I'm gonna watch the filler too just because, it's a part of the story.
Well, weirdly enough, there is no real filler in One Piece. Maybe there's
Really?
Yeah, there's like maybe a couple of like recap episodes. And like here and there may be like a 1 or 2 episode like filler. But there's not like whole arcs just that's filler. Primarily everything is canon.
Yeah, literally everybody who's been complaining about One Piece has been like hyping it up to me like it's filler every arc. It's like I haven't really seen it yet. So it's like, are people just like being over dramatic about it? That's the question I'm asking you. Like, are people just being like over dramatic about it? Because I haven't seen it. I haven't come across it yet.
Well, think of it this way: Naruto is like 500 episodes. I think maybe 7, and like maybe 40% of that is actual filler.
Oh, okay.
There's literally more less than half is all filler. There
Right.
is periods of time where it's only filler arcs. One Piece is 1,200 episodes, but maybe nine. I believe the last time I checked, it was 9% was filler.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. So I mean, and there was a few small pieces that were filler, but
Yeah.
Oda actually said that he made it canon. So he put it in the manga that whatever was claimed to be filler at the time actually became canon in the actual universe. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, so definitely if there's out of the big three, and I don't even like calling it the big three,
Yeah.
One Piece definitely has the least amount of filler.
Yeah, I thought so because I'm 120 episodes in and I haven't really been. And it's like people will be like, "Oh, dude, One Piece is so good, but you gotta watch out for the filler." I'm like, "How much filler is there?" Like, "Oh, it's a lot of filler." I'm like, I don't think so."
Well, I'll say this. There's a lot of peaks and valleys when it comes to One Piece. The
Yeah.
good shit is really good, but the bad shit could be bad.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the warning.
But you're still, some people say, you have to get to this arc or this part of the story for it to really get good, but
Yeah.
I don't really believe in watching 400 episodes to get to something that might be good. So, and can take it from somebody that's 900 episodes in.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just started. I'm more on the beginning end of Wano.
Okay.
So, there's gonna be good shit that you like, and there's gonna be bad. But, ultimately, the bad stuff never really deterred me from continuing the series.
Right.
There was just, I would say, Whole Cake Island low-key kind of broke me. Where I was like, okay, I need to take a break because
Yeah.
this went way too long than it needed to. But
Yeah.
you're still in the good part. I consider the first 516 episodes really good. That's my One Piece.
Good. Yeah. I will keep that in mind. Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah. Well, so far, who has been your favorite Straw Hat?
Man, I'm basic, man. Probably Luffy still.
Okay.
Yeah, probably yeah, still at this point still Luffy. I'm just a sucker for like the goofy like naive kind of vibe he brings. I just like that because I feel like it brings so much light to the series, you know.
And who's your non-crew member favorite character?
Honestly, man, I really don't know. I don't think I've been I don't think I've become acquainted with it as much as I would like to be and to make that decision because like I've been on and off with One Piece for like the last maybe month and a half or so. So if really anything, I might just have to start the entire series over because like I just have moments where I'm just like, okay, I don't remember this happening or this happening, but I don't want to start over, so I just like, yeah, I'm gonna just keep going and hope that I remember stuff because
I could totally get that.
yeah, I think it's just because I know the series is so long that if I start over, I'm gonna be pissed off and just be like, you know what, I don't want to watch this anymore.
No, there's a couple of moments where you kind of just black out and you forget everything that happened. But
Yeah.
The real important part you just remember.
Right.
You mentioned Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
All time great. How did you feel about that series?
I felt that a lot of people hyped up the arc after the Dark Tournament way too much for me. I'm sorry, I didn't. The next arcs after the Dark Tournament, they were hyped up a little bit too much for me. I actually, out of all the arcs, I like the Dark Tournament the most. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're gonna love this arc, and then you're gonna love the arc." I was like, I'm sorry, man. The Dark Tournament was the peak. I'm sorry, I can't. Nothing was better. I was emotional. I was literally emotionally invested in the dark. Oh my god, dude! Taguro faked not Taguro when Kazuma faked his death with Taguro to get Yusuke to like break his limits and unlock his full potential. I cried. I was, I was like, no, brother. I was like, no, nothing. I don't think anything is gonna get me as emotionally invested as that entire tournament did. I'm sorry.
No, I gotcha. I mean, Dark Tournament is literally the arc for Yu Yu Hakusho.
Most definitely.
I personally, like the last arc. There was just a lot of good character development, but I mean,
Yeah,
the Dark Tournament is always going to be where it's at.
yeah, most definitely. Not saying that the ending of the show was bad, but if they had ended the show with the Dark Tournament, I'd have been like, chef's kiss, greatest anime ever, greatest anime ever. Nothing comes close.
I'm curious, have you seen or picked up Hunter x Hunter yet?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. I'm sure I was gonna do that one when I took my break from One Piece, my next break from One Piece, because like I said, I know I'm gonna take a break from One Piece at some point, and Hunter x Hunter has been on my list for a while. I just never really got around to watching it for some reason.
Well, two things about that. First and foremost, it's from the same creator that made Yu Yu Hakusho. So if you
Oh, okay,
like Yu
cool.
Yu Hakusho, you're gonna like Hunter x Hunter as well. And second of all, definitely watch the 2012 version. It's definitely
Okay,
longer. And plus, I won't spoil anything for you, but it's my all-time favorite anime.
okay. I will. I'm gonna write that down. The 2012 version.
Yes.
All right, got you.
All right. I think it's time for the colossal question.
Mhm.
Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be
Yes.
the first three songs on your movie soundtrack?
Mm. I say the opening credits. The song will probably be "Children's Story" by Slick Rick.
Okay.
um, the ending credits. Ooh, the ending credits will probably be "War Pigs" by Black Sabbath.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. I love that song so much. Like if I ever have a movie written about my made about my life, I don't care how the movie goes. At the end, Shaq Jordan wanted War Pigs as the ending credits theme,
Okay.
and then probably hmm. Oh man, I really gotta think about this one. Yeah, yeah.
Pull up that good
Uh,
Spotify if you need to.
yeah. I'm looking through right now. Let me see what songs do I identify with the best. Probably "I Am the Greatest" by Logic. I love that song.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, "Children's Story" by Slick Rick, "I Am the Greatest" by Logic, and "War Pigs" by Black Sabbath.
Definitely a solid three picks to say the least.
Yep. Thank you, thank you.
And now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first. Then you write.
Oh no. Actually, no. Let me swap out "I Am the Greatest" by Logic and put "The Chain" by Fleetwood Mac. There we go. That's the one. That's the one right there. Yeah.
Now, are we sure? Are we locking this in?
I'm locking that in. I'm locking that in.
Okay.
Children's story. The Chain. War Pigs.
Gotcha. All right. Everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays you? And you can't say yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Who plays me? Probably my nephew. Honestly, he looks like exactly like me. I want to say Sheldon Benjamin, but Sheldon Benjamin is like 20 years older than me.
I mean, we could, CGI's a thing, we could make it work.
Yeah, true that.
All right.
Age him backwards about 20 years. Yeah, I think that could work. Take away the blonde hair.
All right, now that we have you casted, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you and your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
My mom. I'd probably have Viola Davis play my mother.
Okay.
My father. For some reason, I feel like Lawrence Fishburne can pull off my father.
Sounds amazing.
Yes, and then who was the third person? Probably my first wife, God rest her soul. I'd probably have Kerry Washington play her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is sounding like a fantastic movie. A
Right?
blockbuster, to say the least.
Ensemble cast, yeah.
And you could pre-order the tickets now. Now onto a controversial subject. Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I love it. I love it.
So,
10 out of 10.
So pro pineapple on pizza.
Pro pineapple on pizza. 11 times out of 2. It's not my go-to. It's not my go-to, don't get me wrong, but that doesn't mean I hate it. I love pineapple on pizza.
I gotcha. What's your spirit Pokemon?
If we being honest, probably Snorlax. I love to sleep, man. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, low-key was not expecting that, but
I think anybody who knows me personally would say I'm either I think if you interview 10 people who know me personally, at least 7 of them will say I'm Snorlax.
Gotcha. Now, we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
No.
T is for terrible,
Mm-hmm.
H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a Doug can't spell. Yes, we love the late great Tracy Smothers, trying to keep the memory alive on the show.
That's amazing. I never heard that before.
Yes. Weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
Oh, not even Don Morocco?
No,
No.
the mineral.
You know what? Nah, I'm a big Elmo fan, and Elmo hates Rocco from Zoe's pet rock. So, in all loyalty to my friend Elmo, I can't do that. it's an inanimate object. Elmo hates rocks. I love Elmo, so I out of loyalty to my boy Elmo, I can't do it.
Well, that is the first time we've ever had that answer on the show.
I got a different mind, man. I'm sorry.
Low key, I respect it. But just for context, there's a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Arm Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. On a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
If not in WWE, then hopefully, or AEW, or even TNA, then hopefully settle down in my own place in the middle of nowhere with just me and my dog.
Okay.
I like to make a joke about myself that I want to be John Wick one day, because I got this mysterious past that not a lot of people know about. I have a wife, and my wife passed away. God rest her soul.
Sorry for
And now thank you. And I want to move to the middle of nowhere and get a dog. And I was like, dude, that's literally the plot of John. That's the first 15 minutes of John Wick.
And God help them if they ever kill your dog.
Exactly. God help them indeed.
What is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
One of my matches?
Yes.
Probably my most recent match against Marshe Rocket at Rocket Pro Wrestling from February 7th.
Can we find it on YouTube?
Yes. We didn't. It actually got uploaded today, believe it or not.
Perfect.
We didn't do a lot in that match, but anyone who followed the story, we were able to get them emotionally invested into it. And I was so proud of the reaction that we got when I lost, because I'm a heel,
Right.
top heel there. I was so proud of the reaction that we got when I lost that I didn't even sell the loss. I just sat on the ramp, and I was just like watching everybody be so happy that the story hasn't culminated yet. This was just like the end of the first act, really. And it was just like, dude, the reaction we got, this is literally what I worked. This is literally what I worked to. This is what I worked to. This is how I envision myself, how good I envision myself being. Not to sound cocky or anything, but I worked hard to be a decent enough wrestler to get this reaction. And it was just super special to me. And like, I actually started crying when I got to the back. So I was, we didn't do a lot, but the story we told around that match, it made me really proud that was the reaction that we got.
Well, the match will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. So anybody that wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview, absolutely can.
Absolutely.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
It's just like a Family Feud type thing where I just give you the first answer that comes to my mind.
More or less, it's our speed round or bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
All right. I hope so.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Randy Savage.
Worst wrestler.
Giant Gonzalez.
I will accept that answer. You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
CM Punk.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
Wild Thing by X, John Moxley.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Not dead. Only as dead as we make it to be.
We would have also accepted tastes great on toast.
Uh,
Squash, vegetable or fruit?
Vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit.
Is it?
Yes, it has seeds.
Huh.
Tomato logic.
Oh. The more you know.
Yes, we are an educational interview.
Oh my goodness, I did not know that.
New Japan wrestler Taichi, his ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
For a man?
In general.
Really, honestly, whatever you're comfortable with. Because wrestling is all inclusive and wrestling is only as weird as you make it out to be. If you're secure with yourself, then you should have no problem wrestling anybody.
Are you saying that we're gonna see Shaq Jordan get cheeky?
I got a few more leg days before I'm ready for that. So give me like a solid year, and it may be so.
And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
No. That I think about it, no. I only had conversations with my friends about Darby Allin.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Thank you for having me, brother. I really appreciate it. Hope we can get on here again one day, further down the line when hopefully I'm a little more, up in my career.
Absolutely. Until then, where can we find you on social media and merchandise?
Instagram at the Generational Treasure, Twitter /X, whatever they're calling nowadays. Once again, at Shaquille Monger, ShaquillMonger. And as far as my merch, you can either hit me at brainbustertees.com, just search Shaq Jordan, or you can come to a show and support your boy and just buy some of my merch.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machine. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give him buy a damn shirt.
Yes, give me all your money. Give me all your money.
He needs
new
ring gear.
Exactly.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. Both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
Yes, sir.
For our very special guest, Shaq Jordan, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling Wit.
Entertainment, baby.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.